Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to make a quick video because I'm still having questions about how to access D2L, where to go to get your assignments, and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to take a quick look and show you what exactly you need to be clicking on and what you need to be checking every day. So the easiest way to access D2L is by going to the collegiate homepage. And if you scroll down, well, you've got linked right here this Learn from Home, which takes you to the DSBN website and gives you some information. There's also going to be there's going to be updated letters from the board, information on Corona, and there is information being posted on how to access D2L, how to access Google Classroom, all sorts of things. But you're just going to click here where it says e-learning, and this is your D2L. Now, if you look on my website or my browser here, you can see I've got D2L actually bookmarked just to make it fast. So when I log in, I see my teacher resource banner here, and I can see all my courses are across here, and you can see they go way back to 2013-14 when D2L first started. And if you scroll down over here on the right-hand side, you'll see this Google Apps piece here. If you don't see this, then you need to actually link your Google Drive to D2L. And it's a super easy thing to do. There'll be something here that says authorize, I believe, and you click through and link the two of them. If you don't, you're not going to be able to submit any assignments. But because mine is already linked here, you can see how I can do mail right in here. I have a calendar. I don't really ever access this, but you can see that all these different pieces are here for you and they're linked. So I'm going to go back up. I'm going to start with vocal. They're basically the same process for both classes, for both vocal and instrumental. So I'm going to click on this. And the first thing I'm going to do for me is I'm going to view this as a student because you need to see what you're going to see as opposed to the teacher view. All right, so this is what pops up. So every day I have what you're going to do come up here. Now, I didn't start doing this until I think last week. So if you look back further in the announcements, there are going to be other announcements about what you're doing during the week. But now I'm doing daily. Okay. Now, as much as I say I'm doing daily, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this is going to be the same announcement that's up. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the weekly assignments so you can see every week where you should be starting. If you've just got onto D2L or you've just got internet, just got a device, what I would highly recommend is that you look at all the announcements and basically go all the way back till the first one where we started doing all this online learning, which is going to be the end of March, beginning of April. So if I go to my announcements tool, you can scroll all the way through them. So you're going to go down, 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 down. And Welcome to Learning at Home Week 1, April 6th, is about where you should start. Okay. Um, Here I have a bunch of different things. Read through them. There's not really anything attached. Um, Same thing. There's some clarifications. And you can see as it moves forward and as I get used to this, it gets a little more streamlined. Here is how to mark your assignments complete. So I've uploaded little YouTube videos here and there to show you how to do different little things within D2L within Breezing Through Theory. Some of them are just announcements. So for 48 hours, Andrew Lloyd Webber is showing musicals every Friday. And this musical, I believe it's a compilation of a whole bunch of different ones. Just sometimes little pick-me-ups, that's it. Here, week 2 instructions gives you everything. So I hadn't actually started giving you day by day at this point, but it gives you the week. Now, every time that I have a week of assignments, if you click on this link here, now I'm going to click Control and open it in a new tab. Here is your list of weekly assignments. So now when you first open it, it's going to the most recent one that I've got here. And so right now it's on this week. So it's April 27th. set up like a checklist. So on Monday, April 6th, this is what we were doing. On Tuesday, April 7th, this is what we were doing. Now, this looks like a lot. It's really not. It's read the announcements, turn on your notifications, go do the question of the day. So just like when I was doing attendance and I was asking a question of the day, I'm still doing that. And that's one of the ways that I can see if you've been engaged for the week. You can do them all for the week at the same time. You can do them one at a time. Doesn't really matter. If you have answered them from previous weeks, they still go in. I'm marking everything at this point. So it's just a quick little thing to keep you engaged, to kind of connect with each other a little bit. You can comment on each other's if you'd like. So here and then like listen to a piece of music that inspires you. These are all really, really simple little things. So this should only take you a few minutes. As we move through the week, you can see things kind of progress a little bit. It was a short week that week. Then you're going to move on to this week, and then this week, and finally, we've got this week here. Every chart is set up the same way. So you've got your date, you have your task that you have to work on, which is here. And every day I've now added in the announcements. So you know to go and read the announcements. And then here you've got your question of the day. Now, here, the second column here tells you where you can find it. So this is D2L, and then you're going to go to the announcements tab. This is D2L and the discussions tab. This is D2L and the assignments tab. This is D2L. It's in discussions, but it's in another section called time to share. And I'll show you that. So let's say that I'm working on Monday, the 27th. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the announcements, question of the day, performance proposal, and Incredibox comments. So announcements, I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning and do the announcements. So here's my announcement for today, but I'm going to check out the one from Monday. So here's Monday. So it says we've made it to the 4th week. Don't stress if you're behind, just go back and start at the beginning. If you are wanting to start with one or two things, you can message me and ask which ones are the best to start with. You're going to click here for your spreadsheet. That's the same spreadsheet I just linked in. Now, you've got your question of the day, complete the performance proposal, return to D2L to mark it as done. This is really important. And then you're going to make sure you've listened to one of your classmates in Credibox's composition, and you're going to give them some feedback. Now, some of you may have done that last week, and if you've done that last week, you can just check it off. So the first thing is question of the day. So here you can see we've got your calendar. If I click on the calendar, I don't use this a lot, but here you can see things. Yeah, your assignment's available at this point. I've been having everything become available just after midnight so that if you're one of those kids that's up, you can work on it, but at least it's there for when you wake up in the morning or afternoon for some of you. I don't use the calendar a lot. I don't go and look at it a lot, but for some of you, it might be helpful. For content, I will tell you if you need to go and access the content. So content is going to be one of the places where I send you if I need to detail something specific about an assignment, or maybe I'm going to give you more information. So here I've got a learning from home startup that you can check on. And this is just from the beginning. We've got theory, so you've got breezing through theory and how to use that and the walkthrough, and also the assignments for those first couple weeks. And then you have extra theory practice here. So if you're thinking you want some extra things to work on, you can definitely feel free to do that. The elements of music, we haven't really got to yet too much. So you may see, there might be a spreadsheet linked in here. I'm not sure yet. Oh yeah, you've got a little slideshow, but I haven't actually, we haven't done too much with that, just sort of review from previous. And then you've got your Star Spangled Banner assignment here. So I've posted the lyrics for you in case you want to look at them while you're listening, although you should probably be pretty familiar with them by now. And then you've got your bracket. So anytime you have a Star Spangled assignment, a Star Spangled bracket assignment, you can go here. You can see it's kind of hard to see like this. So if this was me, I would open it up in a new window and you'll be able to see it a lot better. Okay, so here are the different things we've done so far. You can see some of these are already filled in because I've taken whatever your classmates have submitted and filled them in, but I will go back and add send people like Mark Anthony more than David Archuleta because more people have responded. I'll make that change here before we move on to the next level. Okay, so that's the content. Now, discussions is where you're going to find your discussions question of the day. So, the reason that it looks a little funny is just me figuring out how to actually work this. Okay. So here is your April question of the day. So you're going to click on that. And you can see we've got threads. So I have your April question of the day. Let's see. If you scroll through, you can see what people have posted. You can see each question. So here, if you had an endless supply of Legos but couldn't sell them, what would you build? So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to reply to the thread. So you just click reply to thread and you're going to post. So, for example, if I was to reply to the thread, I would build myself a craft room complete with secret tunnels because really, who doesn't like secret tunnels? And then I'm going to click post. And you can see that I've posted and just right now, but you can see everybody has the times. You can see Alexandra wants to build a spaceship, which is really cool. Kaylin, a UFO. I wonder if it would be a working UFO. But you can reply to any of these. So if you see one that you're like, oh, this is really cool, like Juliana, I'd make shelters for homeless animals and homeless people, which is lovely. So you can check out that. You can respond. So that's your discussion questions, and every day there'll be a question there. They're all posted, I believe, at the same time or close to the same time, so you can access them. And every once in a while, in the time to share, you will have an assignment that you are working on. So sometimes I'll say, do this assignment and post it in the discussion because I want you guys to be able to look at each other's. So here you've got your meme assignment back from the beginning. Let's see, this I'll unlock. I'm not sure why it locked automatically. Sorry about that, guys. Your Incredibox assignment. So it tells you how to do it by clicking here, and then you can reply to the thread. So there's all sorts of little things in here, but that's where you're going to find those other discussion questions that you need to respond to. So far, there's only been one little quiz, and it was basically just a way to get you to walk through what's been required so far. And it was just from the first day, so you can see how to actually access this part of the course. So you can start the quiz here. Takes a second to load. Okay, so I'm going to go through. I turned on my D2L notifications. Yes, I did text. I downloaded the Pulse app. Yes, I downloaded it. It's really cool. It's easy to see what's going on. Question of the day. Yes. Okay, I'm lying, but I'm going to say yes. Yes, I did my meme. Sure did. And then I'm going to submit it. And then that's it. All you're doing is submitting that. It shows you you've done everything. Now, if you submit it, you can attempt it again. Okay. So if you say, no, I didn't download the Pulse app, but you are able to, you can go back and download it. Assignments. So this is the big one. All right, so you can see I'm a really crappy student. I have done nothing, but that's because I've been just doing things like crafts and video games and whatever. It's not because I'm working full time. It's not because I've got so much work with my other classes. I'm just not working very hard. For some of you, this might look not complete because you've got a lot going on, and that's okay. So, my sort of motto for this stuff is how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. So just take your time and go through it. So, for example, here you've got your personal music history assignment, part one. So I'm going to click on it and it's going to give me information. So here are the instructions. The personal music history assignment lesson is here. So I did a video. I'm going to close this before it starts, but I did a video to walk you through how to do this specific assignment. Your rubric is right here. So all your marks will be there. And here is the assignment that you're going to start to work on. And see, it says make a copy. So when you open it, you need to make a copy. And when you're finished, you're going to add a file and send it to me. Okay. Please do not share anything with me on Google. I know that in the past, that's the way we've done a lot of things and a lot of classes. I've done it a lot, but this is so much more streamlined. And I am only marking things that are coming through on D2L unless we've had a conversation, which I have not had with anybody at this stage. So please make sure you're sharing things on D2L and not on email and not by email, just because it's too many places for me to look with 60 kids to try and figure out what is where. Okay, so you're going to go through your assignments, make sure they're all done, and then here you've got your grades. So clearly, I haven't done anything, nothing's been marked. Sometimes you will submit something, but there won't be a grade there because I still have to physically go in and mark every single thing. So I don't do that every time somebody submits something. A lot of times I'll do it at the end of the week. And I'm trying to stay on top of that. But like you guys, I've got a lot going on with my own family and helping my kids with their schoolwork. I've got a lot of prepping and things like that to do to shift our course online. And I'm also doing an online course through York University. So there's a lot happening for me too. So I'm not going to get to everything all the time. And I shared with a few people that on Monday this week, I was having a bit of an off day, wasn't feeling super motivated. And so I closed my work really early in the day and I made cinnamon buns. And that's all I did that day. I responded to some student messages and that's about it because my brain needed a break. And so I took a break and that's okay. You guys need to give yourself breaks when you legitimately need them. Please don't take a 2-month break because then that's not good. But you can see all your grades here. Now, there are some things like the ACE here that happened before we joined the D2L online learning. And I've gone back and put grades in for. So you will see things there. And that's your class work. So basically, it's what we did in February and March. And it's your accuracy, your creative process that you demonstrated, and your effort that you were putting in. So are you making an effort every day to get better, to be engaged, that kind of thing? If you weren't around a lot, your mark there can't be great because you weren't there for me to mark you. Same thing with the online stuff. If you're not engaging, you're not going to get a great mark with that. Um, but we don't want anyone's mark to go down at this stage. So if you're not engaging in the online learning, though, it can't go up. And I'm not entirely sure what will happen at the end if you haven't engaged. So make sure you're on, you're doing your best, and you're communicating if you're having any issues. So that's about it for D2L. Hopefully, that gives you a good idea of a little walkthrough. If you have questions, please email me. You can send me an email right from here, or you can send me an email directly. It's jaci.robinson@dsbn.org. I am trying to keep regular business hours. So I'm trying to kind of work within the school day. Sometimes it's a bit shifted and I'll work a bit later because I was helping my kids earlier in the day. But after dinner, for sure, I'm trying not to respond to emails because I get a lot of them and I do need to shut off at some point and try and just be home. And you guys need to do the same thing. You can't be looking at school all the time. And also keep an eye on your social media and how much you're engaging with screens because you do need a break. Your eyes need a break and your brain needs a break. So make sure you're taking those little breaks where you can. But ask any questions. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Um, and I'm really quick going to flip over. So if you are in the vocal class, you can check out now if you want. If you're in the instrumental class, I'm just going to flip over to that for a second. It's basically laid out the exact same way. You have some slightly different things in content, but if you see here, click on your instrumental, and you can see I've got this beautiful new header that I spent way too many hours working on. And you can see we've got our posters that are up, just like our paintings. I've got me playing saxophone, which, yes, I know I can't play saxophone, but whatever. They didn't have a trumpet. We've got some of our percussion equipment over here. And look, even my Adirondack chairs. And if you look really closely, these are the sparkle glitter pillows that we have on our thing here. I've got our little nightstand, and if you're able to see this, this talks about sparkling and doing your best. So I haven't got one done for vocal yet, but for my other classes I have. It takes a really long time to do this, and I get far too involved. Um, so same thing for you guys. If you scroll down, you can access your worksheet anytime, okay, and it will pull up what you have to do as well. And you can see across the bottom, you've also got your tabs will pop up and you can navigate through the different weeks. My plan is as of next week, I'm going to do a different color. So the tabs will still remain across the bottom, and the most recent will be at the front, and I'll just keep moving them kind of because as of right now, we're back June 1st, but I'm not optimistic that we'll actually be back. That's just me. That's not the board. That's just my sort of gut feeling. So that is where you can access your information. Now, I didn't click to open it in a different tab. So I'm going to go back to D2L by pressing the back button. And it's going to load again. And everything here is the same, guys. Assignments are the same, grades are the same, quizzes, discussions, content. Some of your assignments will look slightly different. And this week, I've tried to give you guys an easy week because I totally get that a lot of people are not doing fantastic when it comes to the work, and they're a little bit overwhelmed. So one thing I want to show you from breezing through theory real quick is once you've completed your assignments, you do need to come back here and mark as complete, because if you don't, it shows in D2L that you're not finished the assignment, even though you've done it in breezing through theory. If you haven't done it in breezing through theory, don't mark it as complete, because I can tell that too. It just takes a lot longer. So please make sure that you're marking things complete when they are finished. So for the upcoming week, we're going to go back to breezing through theory a little bit. But the other thing that I'm working on is your culminating activity. And I know it seems kind of early, but your culminating is going to encompass a few different parts of the course. We're going to do some history, some listening, some performing, and you're going to get a lot of choice. So when I post it, if you have questions as far as the different choices, I'm happy to field those questions, and I'll try and do up some videos so that you understand. If you made it to the end of this video, I am very impressed because it's very long, but I wanted to make sure that you had the information that you needed in order to continue forward. Any questions? Email. And I hope that you guys are doing well and you're keeping safe. And I'm hoping that you are reaching out to people. If you need anything, let me know. Please communicate with me. I've had multiple emails from kids just talking about their stress level, and I'm happy to chat with you. And don't forget, our social worker, Jen Horton, is available, and she's a pro. She can help you out with many, many things. So take care, stay home, wash your hands, and stay safe. And I hope I get to see you guys before the end of the year. But if not, make sure you come say hi next year. Take care.